They were working with the other manufacturer, and then they even took it home for the night so that they could experience the exact same kind of issue that we were having. Subaru of Las Vegas was looking around for even a rental car to be able to make this trip of a lifetime. This is at a time where you couldn't find a car. They found a used Subaru Ascent. I was really taken back because of how much they cared for our trip.
Subaru has sent shockwaves across the entire automotive world. This automotive giant has announced their decision to ditch the dealership, a bold move that challenges long-standing norms and guides us into uncharted territory. Subaru is about to bring a big change that reshapes everything we've known about buying cars. Will this lead to more competitive pricing? And do you know what that means? Cars will be cheaper, but there are so many more things we could benefit and also lose because of this shift. What's happening? Subaru is revolutionizing the way they sell vehicles by transitioning to a direct-to-consumer sales model. This isn't just a casual detour from the dealership-centric road we've traveled for over 100 years. It's a bold, strategic leap into the future. This move upends the balance of power and draws a definitive line between the past and what's next for the market. In the ordinary realm of automotive sales, a striking revelation awaits. Consumers often find themselves entangled in the web of dealerships, entities that act as intermediaries, shrouding the direct connection between the manufacturer and the buyer. This outdated model is a challenge, bargaining over prices, navigating a maze of markups, and struggling with complicated inventory management systems. Dealerships hold substantial power, dictating how vehicles are marketed, presented, and sold. This control often breeds a fragmented customer experience and creates frustrating inconsistencies in how brands present themselves to potential buyers. The rapid shift toward a direct-to-consumer model doesn't just change the method of car sales, it's a major transformation, redefining how the entire industry interacts with its audience. Consumers have spoken through their evolving preferences, creating waves throughout the corridors of these automotive giants. Add to that the relentless financial pressures and a compelling need to seize control over the mystique of customer experience. It's a perfect storm propelling this drastic change. Now, while Subaru's pivot to a direct-to-consumer sales model may seem like a straightforward attempt to boost consumer convenience, the motivations behind this strategic shift are anything but simple. Well, let me explain. Control over brand. The deeper intentions behind this direct-to-consumer shift reveal a powerful drive for manufacturers to seize control over every aspect of the brand experience. For far too long, dealerships have acted as the gatekeepers, intermediaries that often distort the brand's true essence. This detachment can create frustrating inconsistencies in how a brand is represented and, more importantly, how customers perceive it. By selling directly to consumers, manufacturers reclaim the narrative, ensuring that their branding, core values, and promises of unparalleled customer service are coherently communicated at every touchpoint throughout the buying journey. Brand integrity stands as one of the pillars of this newfound control. Manufacturers can now present their vehicles in a manner that aligns seamlessly with their comprehensive marketing strategies and the essence of their corporate identity. This alignment is critical in an era where brand loyalty hinges on authenticity and consistency. In a world teeming with options, maintaining a steadfast brand image is not just advantageous, it is essential for survival in this competitive arena. Moreover, the direct-to-consumer model fosters a vital customer feedback loop. Direct engagement with consumers does not merely happen at the time of sale, it extends well beyond. By cultivating these relationships, manufacturers gain access to real-time feedback, an invaluable resource that allows them to make swift and strategic adjustments to products and services based on actual consumer preferences and desires. This immediate responsiveness not only enhances the customer experience, but also solidifies the manufacturer's reputation as a company that listens and adapts. Data. It's the name of the game in the modern automotive world, and the direct-to-consumer model is reshaping the landscape. No longer are automakers relegated to second-hand insights filtered through dealerships. Now, they wield direct access to a treasure trove of consumer data, insights that have the power to redefine strategies and unlock new opportunities. This data encompasses crucial elements like purchasing behavior, customer preferences, and demographic details. It's a goldmine waiting to be explored. Imagine the implications of this newfound access. Personalized marketing becomes not just a possibility, but a powerful reality. With a deep understanding of customer preferences, manufacturers can strike with precision, crafting marketing campaigns that hit home. No longer are promotions generic and uninspired. Instead, they become tailored experiences that resonate on a personal level, delivering targeted recommendations that feel almost like a whisper directly to the consumer's ears. But it doesn't stop there. Having the knowledge about consumer needs, automakers can accelerate their product development cycle cycle. This heightened awareness allows them to innovate at an unprecedented pace, creating features or entire vehicle models that genuinely speak to the desires of their target audiences. Imagine a world where car features are not just afterthoughts. They are meticulously designed answers to customer demands, fueling a rapid evolution in the marketplace. The connection between manufacturer and consumer grows stronger and more dynamic with every piece of data. Furthermore, enhanced customer relationships emerge from this direct access to information. No longer isolated by a dealership, manufacturers can engage consumers in a much deeper, more meaningful way. They can offer personalized support, guiding buyers through their journey and ensuring every interaction adds value. Targeted services become the norm rather than the exception, turning what was traditionally a transactional relationship into a lasting partnership. Financial strategy. While enhancing the customer experience is undeniably important, we cannot overlook the pressing financial realities driving this transformation. The traditional dealership model, once the cornerstone of automotive sales, is riddled with exorbitant costs. From the burdens of inventory management to commissions and the hefty overhead associated with maintaining physical locations, the price tag is steep. Now, here's where it gets groundbreaking. By bypassing the dealership model altogether, manufacturers unlock a path to significantly reduce distribution costs. Imagine the impact. Without the middleman, they not only streamline operations, but also create a foundation for pricing strategies that keep them competitive. The result? A remarkable increase in profit margins on each vehicle sold. This is not just a shift, it's a financial revolution designed for agility and sustainability in a cutthroat market. But the benefits don't end with profits. The savings realized from cutting out the dealership expenses can be channeled into a powerful new direction: investment in innovation. Picture this: automakers reinvesting these gains into research and development, R&D. This infusion of resources equips them to innovate at breakneck speed, allowing them to anticipate trends and meet evolving consumer demands head-on. In this relentless quest for advancement, companies can roll out new technology, features, and designs that resonate deeply with consumers. This nimble approach positions them not just to react to market trends, but to lead the charge into uncharted territory. The direct-to-consumer's gamble. Analysts and industry experts find themselves caught in a whirlwind of opinions regarding Subaru's ambitious decision to embrace a direct-to-consumer sales model. This transition is nothing short of revolutionary. It sends ripples through the automotive sales landscape. The viewpoints surrounding this are a mixed bag, brimming with both optimism and skepticism, unraveling the intricate dynamics and possible repercussions of this bold move. Advocates of the direct-to-consumer model argue that it has the potential to completely transform the car buying journey. Imagine a scenario where traditional dealership headaches are tossed aside. No more agonizing over price negotiations or grappling with unreliable customer service. By stepping directly into the sales process, manufacturers can cultivate a purchasing experience that is not just streamlined, but also beautifully transparent. Subaru's CEO, Atsushi Osaki, has pointed out that this transition will empower the company to craft a more personalized customer experience. However, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. The concerns from dealers weigh heavily on this discussion. A good number of industry analysts are expressing serious doubts about the direct-to-consumer model. Why? There's fierce resistance from dealerships that feel threatened by this monumental shift. Subaru's sales chief didn't hold back when he described the direct-to-consumer model as a disaster waiting to happen. His concerns: the gamble of potentially undermining the established dealer network could lead to direct competition, pitting manufacturers against their franchisees. This isn't just a lonely voice of dissent, it captures a broader unease within the automotive industry about dismantling a system that many believe provides essential services and supports local economies through employment. Compounding the issue, we have the looming prospect of legal and regulatory challenges. Transitioning to a direct-to-consumer model isn't as simple as flipping a switch. It's complex and fraught with legal obstacles. In the United States, for example, strict franchise laws tightly govern how manufacturers and dealers interact. These regulations could pose significant roadblocks, hindering Subaru as they try to roll out their direct-to-consumer strategy. Tesla's ongoing battles with legal hurdles in states where direct manufacturer sales are outlawed serve as a cautionary tale, and we can't ignore the potential job losses that might arise from this shift. The wholesale move toward a direct-to-consumer model invites questions about the job security security of those in the automotive workforce. Dealership employees could get caught in the crossfire, facing layoffs as sales operations become more digitized and centralized. The consequences of such changes could echo through local economies, particularly in areas where dealerships are a cornerstone of employment. The future of Subaru's direct-to-consumer strategy is anything but smooth sailing. They're at a critical juncture, facing a mix of exciting opportunities and serious risks. Will they revolutionize the market, or will they hit a wall? It's definitely not as straightforward as it sounds, especially since it has been tried before and stumbled. Let's dive into their past attempts and see why it didn't work out. Toyota Smart Path Program. One notable example is the Toyota Smart Path Program, an initiative that promised to revolutionize how consumers interact with car dealerships. This shift in approach is particularly relevant given the seismic changes brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic, which pushed many consumers to seek convenient online shopping options like never before. With the Smart Path Program, car buyers can dive into their purchasing journey from the comfort of their own homes. They can begin their search entirely online, navigating through a selection of vehicles that pique their interest. But that's not all. Toyota has made the experience even more engaging by allowing customers to save their progress in what they've cleverly dubbed their digital garage. This feature is a game changer, offering a personalized touch to the car buying process. Imagine being able to revisit your saved choices at any time, picking up right where you left off without any hassle. Whether you get distracted by life or simply want to think things over, your choices are preserved seamlessly. However, despite its ambitious goals, it faced significant hurdles that prevented it from achieving success. The core issue that the Smart Path initiative grappled with was dealer resistance. Picture this: a wave of uncertainty crashing down on Toyota's dealership network. Many dealers felt threatened by the idea of a direct-to-consumer model. They worried it would siphon off their sales and slice into their profit margins. This anxiety morphed into a palpable reluctance to embrace the Smart Path platform. The lack of enthusiasm among dealers resulted in a haphazard implementation of the program across various dealerships. Some embraced the changes, while others stood firm against them, creating a patchwork of experiences for consumers. This inconsistency not only frustrated potential buyers, but also diluted the overall brand experience. Another critical factor that contributed to the Smart Path struggles was its integration difficulties. Incorporating Smart Path into the already established dealership operations was no walk in the park. Imagine bustling showrooms filled with sales staff who were accustomed to traditional sales methods suddenly expected to pivot to a largely digital platform. Many dealerships found themselves grappling with the complexities of aligning their workflows and technology to support online sales. The result? Operational inefficiencies began to pile up, leading to chaos and confusion that left staff and customers alike scratching their heads in bewilderment. Adding to this mix of issues was the considerable consumer confusion that stemmed from the Smart Path program's hybrid nature. While it leaned heavily on a digital framework, there were still required in-person interactions that muddied the waters. This dual approach left many consumers uncertain about how to navigate the entire process. Imagine a potential buyer trying to figure out whether they should research online or visit a dealership only to find themselves stuck in a quagmire of choices. This confusion bred frustration and ultimately led to disengagement. And Toyota isn't the only company that has tried and missed the mark. Let's talk about Ford. Ford Direct. Ford's earlier ventures into the world of direct-to-consumer sales were ambitious, but ultimately fell short in several key areas. Let's take a closer look at how these efforts stumbled and the factors that contributed to that failure. To begin with, the primary aim of Ford Direct was to boost online vehicle sales, but the execution met significant resistance from the very dealerships that were supposed to support it. The dealerships, fearing they would lose grip on pricing and crucial customer relationships, didn't exactly roll out the welcome mat for this initiative. These dealers often viewed the online sales model as a direct threat to their profits, a concern that wasn't taken lightly. As a result, they displayed a pronounced reluctance to back the online sales initiatives, which ultimately stifled any chances of gaining solid traction. It wasn't just about selling cars anymore. It was about maintaining a foothold in an increasingly complicated landscape. Additionally, the limited adoption of the Ford Direct program revealed a troubling pattern. As the initiative failed to win over a substantial number of dealers, customers found themselves navigating an inconsistent and often frustrating experience. Many consumers were still drawn to the traditional dealership model, relishing the hands-on interactions that came with it. This preference undermined the whole purpose of Ford Direct, leaving an entire consumer base feeling disconnected and alienated from what was meant to be a seamless online shopping experience. It turned into a classic case of misalignment. While Ford aimed for digital transformation, their customer base was still firmly grounded in the tangible world of brick-and-mortar dealerships. Then there's the matter of communication, or lack thereof. Ford's failure to adequately address the concerns of its dealer network proved detrimental. The worries surrounding profit margins and the erosion of control over customer interfaces were brushed aside, leading to deep-rooted feelings of mistrust among the dealerships. This lack of engagement created a chasm between Ford and its dealer network, a chasm that could not be easily bridged. The collaboration necessary for a thriving direct-to-consumer model simply evaporated under the mounting pressure of these unresolved issues. This shift is not merely a matter of selling cars, it encompasses a sweeping redesign of customer interactions and supply chain management. So let's talk about Subaru's strategic overhaul, the changing dynamics of dealerships, and what this all means for the broader automotive landscape. Subaru's strategy. Subaru is on the cusp of a monumental shift in its sales strategy, and it's all about embracing innovation through fixed pricing and advanced service hubs. Picture this: CEO Atsushi Osaki envisions a future where Subaru will operate with a complete online sales model featuring non-negotiable prices. This is a clear attempt to wipe out the age-old frustrations that come with traditional car buying. Think endless haggling and nagging uncertainty about pricing. Atsushi's dream: a world where customers can custom order their vehicles online, with dealerships shifting from being inventory warehouses to streamlined delivery and service centers. The introduction of a fixed pricing model is a game changer for Subaru. This approach aims to boost transparency and build customer trust. Gone will be the days of feeling anxious about potential negotiations. Instead, customers will have the pleasant assurance of knowing exactly what they will pay. This not only simplifies the purchasing journey, but aligns perfectly with consumer preferences that tilt towards straightforward, hassle-free transactions. Recent surveys highlight a growing demand for spending less time at dealerships, a sentiment Subaru is keen to embrace. But it doesn't stop at pricing. Subaru's visionary plans include transforming its dealerships into high-tech service hubs. These hubs will prioritize delivery and after-sale support, moving away from the traditional vehicle sales model. Just imagine how transformative this could be. Subaru is setting aside funds to invest heavily in digital infrastructure, aiming to facilitate efficient remote pickups and deliveries. That's right, customers can expect to have their vehicles dropped off right at their doorsteps. It's convenience taken to the next level. Moreover, let's not overlook the integration of electric vehicles into this forward-thinking strategy. Through its Model E initiative, Subaru is carving out a dedicated space for electric vehicle operations, distinctly separating them from the traditional combustion engine sales model. This division isn't just cosmetic. It allows Subaru to tailor strategies that meet the unique needs of EV buyers. The goal? A streamlined online purchasing process that seamlessly circumvents traditional dealership models, making the customer experience smoother than ever. This strategic overhaul indicates that Subaru recognizes a fundamental truth. To stay competitive in an increasingly digital world, adapting to shifting consumer behaviors and preferences isn't just important, it's essential. Subaru's embrace of these changes not only positions them at the cutting edge of the automotive industry, but sets a benchmark for what the future of car buying could look like. Dealership roles. As industry giant like Subaru pivot towards direct-to-consumer sales models, we are witnessing a seismic shift in the role of dealerships. The landscape of automotive sales is about to change dramatically. Dealerships are no longer just places to buy cars. They are evolving into something far more nuanced and essential in a digital-first world. Let's talk about what this transformation entails, and what it means for both consumers and dealerships. First up, we have the transition from sales centers to service providers. In this new era, dealerships could move away from their historical role as primarily sales-oriented entities. Instead, they might need to embrace a model focused more on service. Picture this: instead of merely pushing vehicle sales, dealerships will enhance their service offerings. They'll become centers that prioritize vehicle maintenance and repairs, shifting the focus away from inventory and sales transactions. This necessary pivot will not only help dealerships meet changing consumer expectations, but also position them as go-to hubs for all things automotive well after the purchase. With this evolution comes the need for specialization and training. If dealerships are to meet the demands of this new service-oriented environment, staff will require tailored training to provide exceptional customer service. We're talking about a fundamental shift in skill sets here. Employees will need to develop expertise in areas that reflect modern reality: digital customer engagement, cutting-edge vehicle maintenance, and technology integration. Imagine how empowered service advisors will feel when they can engage customers through various digital platforms, creating personalized experiences that redefine service standards. standards. Collaboration with manufacturers is another critical aspect of this evolution. Dealerships will increasingly find themselves in need of close cooperation with manufacturers like Subaru. This partnership will be essential to align operations with new corporate strategies that emphasize direct-to-consumer sales models. Dealerships may have to adopt standardized processes that streamline everything from handling online orders to managing deliveries. The goal to ensure a consistent customer experience across various platforms. Whether the buyer is interacting with a dealership in person or virtually, it's about creating a seamless integration that enhances customer trust and loyalty. However, with transformation come potential complications. The potential job implications resulting from this evolution cannot be overlooked. While new opportunities may arise within service roles, there's a real concern that traditional sales positions could face significant job losses. Dealerships must navigate this transition with care. Retaining talented employees during such a shift is crucial. It's all about striking a balance, keeping the valuable sales staff while also bringing in new talent that aligns with the service-driven paradigm. The evolution of dealership roles is set to reshape not just how cars are bought and sold, but also how they are serviced and supported throughout their lifespan. With this seismic shift toward direct-to-consumer sales, dealerships must adapt or risk becoming obsolete. They are on the verge of reinventing themselves, serving as service powerhouses that prioritize customer needs and foster long-term client relationships. It's a thrilling time to watch this transformation unfold, isn't it? The future of automotive sales is not just about selling cars, it's about building connections and offering exceptional service, one interaction at a time. Industry-wide implications. The shift towards direct-to-consumer models by automotive giants like Subaru isn't just a trend, it's a seismic wave that's poised to shake up the entire industry. The implications of this transition could ripple outward in profound ways, impacting not just these manufacturers, but their competitors, consumers, and the very fabric of dealership networks. Let's talk about the pressure on competitors. Imagine the boardrooms at GM, Honda, and BMW right now. They're likely buzzing with discussions on how to respond to the bold moves made by Subaru. As these leaders carve out their online niches, they're setting new standards for consumer experiences. With more buyers leaning toward the convenience of online purchases, competitors will find themselves at a crossroads. They can either jump on the direct-to-consumer bandwagon to create their own robust online sales strategies, or risk seeing their market share slip away faster than you can say dealership discount. Then, we've got changing consumer expectations driving the narrative forward. As shoppers become accustomed to the seamless, transparent pricing and streamlined purchasing processes offered by Subaru, their expectations will inevitably rise. Customers won't just settle for anything less than these elevated experiences. They'll demand that all brands meet their new criteria for simplicity and transparency. This push for excellence will challenge manufacturers across the board to innovate continuously. In this landscape, complacency isn't an option. Businesses that fail to keep up with consumer demands could find themselves out in the cold. The impact on networks is another critical area to consider. If direct-to-consumer models thrive and consumers increasingly choose to buy cars directly from manufacturers, traditional dealership networks could face a reckoning. Picture this: dealerships that once thrived on sales transactions may find their business models less viable. As more customers opt for the digital route, major shifts will occur in how dealerships operate. Some smaller dealerships may even be forced to shut their doors if they can't adapt to the new reality. The dealership landscape could drastically change, transforming from sales centers to service hubs focused more on customer care rather than transactions alone. And let's not forget about regulatory considerations. As automakers push forward with these direct-to-consumer sales models, they'll have to navigate a complex matrix of regulations that govern relationships between manufacturers and dealers. The laws surrounding direct sales vary widely from state to state, creating a patchwork of challenges. Some states may welcome these changes, making it easier for manufacturers to forge direct paths to consumers. Others might resist, imposing regulations that could slow or complicate the transition. How laws evolve in response to the public's growing demand for direct purchasing options will significantly influence how smoothly this shift takes place. In conclusion, the move towards direct-to-consumer models by major players like Subaru is more than just a change in sales tactics. It's a catalyst for industry-wide transformation. These implications are interconnected, a domino effect that will require competitors to innovate, consumers to elevate their expectations, dealerships to adapt to new realities, and manufacturers to navigate regulatory challenges. The automotive landscape is on the verge of a complete makeover, and the stakes have never been higher. What do you think? Will this revolution benefit consumers, or will it spell disaster for dealerships and the local economy? Share your thoughts in the comments below.